All right, good morning. The Pardon Board is called to order. Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2026. The time is 9:04 a.m. We are at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Would you call the roll, please?
Tillis.
Here.
Bernardson.
Here.
Freeman.
Here.
Prater.
I think
Yes, I'm here.
there it is. Oh,
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
all right, thank you. We do have one board member participating remotely, Mr. Prater. We have one board member who is absent. So because we only have 4 members present today, it will require a unanimous vote for any favorable action. So our first, we'll do a little housekeeping before we get started. I think we have our first case already in, but first we need to review and approve the minutes from Monday, May 18th, 2026.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes. I second.
We have a motion by Mr. Freeman, second by Mr. Tillis. Is there any objection? Hearing none, those minutes are approved. And so our next agenda item is consideration of applications for clemency or pardon. And we will allow public comment on request before any action is taken on each case. And our first case this morning is at Riverbend Detention Center. And I believe we have Mr. Angelle before us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
My name is Jarvis Angelle, 600923.
All right. And Mr. Angelle, you are here today seeking a commutation of your sentence.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
are serving a sentence for manslaughter. You were convicted in Lafayette Parish.
Yes, ma'am.
Have some folks here that your case has been assigned to Mr. Freeman, so I'm going to turn it over to him and he'll introduce and recognize those folks who have joined us today also.
Okay, Mr. Angel, I was assigned your case. So first off, you're here, you're the applicant. You also stated that you act as your own attorney.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Excuse me.
Okay. You also have here to speak on your behalf, and we'll call on them at the proper time. Ms. Chantel Douglas, Ms. Wanda Angel, Mr. Marcus Angel, and not speaking will be Rachel Gallion. She's just here in support. The other 3 will be speaking. And also in opposition, we have Beverick Williams, victim's father, Mary Williams, victim's mother, Ramona Fusilier, victim's sister-in-law, Naomi Williams will be speaking, victim's wife, Peyton Williams, victim's son will be speaking, and Ms. Paige Williams, also victim's wife, will be speaking. Is there anybody here that I didn't call out your name, but we need to recognize? Okay. So we're going to go on and start with the hearing. Mr. Angel, tell me, what did you do to get yourself put in this situation? Why are you serving time? And tell me, why do you think that you're ready to get out today?
Sure. November of 2007, a few of my friends and I attended a club in Carencro, Louisiana. We was invited there by a few friends to have some drinks, enjoy ourselves. They had already had a table in there, and the night went good. Just while drinking, and I noticed one of my friends having a fight. I went to break it up. Fight started. I had a fight with one of the other patrons, and in the midst of it, the fight turned into a big old brawl. All right. After the anger, being angry, I made a mistake and shot somebody. I didn't have no intentions on hurt nobody, but I was under the influence of alcohol, and I just made a mistake. And I'm sorry for that. But I'm here today. I'm here today hoping to get a second chance at life. I'm asking the pardon board today because I learned from my lesson. I learned my lesson. I learned from the mistakes I made. And while here, I've been working on changing myself.
Okay, tell me why you think you're ready to get out of prison. What kind of classes and stuff you took to prepare yourself?
Well, since I've been incarcerated and due to the sentence that I have, I wasn't really able to get the classes that I needed, like the good time classes. But I took, I volunteered for a lot of classes. Like the classes that I could get was like, Step Up Phase 1. I took the Malachi Dads, Better Emotion and Thinking. That's all self-help programs. You know, I tried to take the best stuff that I could in order to change. But due to the sentence that I had, I couldn't really get none of the programs. And the facility that I'm currently at right now,
Correct.
they don't allow us, they don't allow people with the sentence that I have any opportunity to participate in the programs. I've been at this facility 7 years, and I tried everything that I could to get in program, get a job, reform, you know. I didn't get the opportunity here. I was denied for everything that I tried. Okay. But I believe I've been working on myself. I've been taking the time, you know, to study, get closer to God, just working on myself. I've been trying my best to help myself.
Okay.
And I believe I'm ready for society, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, we're gonna come back. I have some specific questions I'll ask you later. But we're gonna go on now and hear from the people here that to speak on your behalf. Joining us by Zoom, Ms. Chantel Douglas.
Good morning, Chantel Duga.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Dugas. Please tell us what you want us to know.
Well, so Jarvis and I are cousins. His mom and my dad are brothers and sisters. And just through childhood, my aunt and my uncle, Jarvis was raised in a very loving home. My aunt and uncle, I always looked up to them because they had a special bond, special relationship with their kids that I value with my kids. And so I know Jarvis has a really good support system. His dad has since passed, since he's been in prison. But I know my aunt has been there along the way, supporting her son, getting him whatever he needs. But also he has put in the work himself, reading, trying to, like he said, reform himself, and to be present, to understand all the processes that he's had to go through to get to this moment. I think is a vision of him being persistent in wanting to be in society and trying to change what he needs to be in society. Prior to his incident, he had never been in trouble before, never been a troubled kid. Always in sports, him and his brother. Just a very, very positive kid, positive environment. And I think this one-time mistake cost him a lot of his life. And I think he understands that. I've talked to him over the years, just phone calls. You could hear the growth and maturity from him through the years. I do think that he had to be accountable for his actions. And I think he's done the time for that, and have finally been accountable and acceptance to that. I think when he first got into trouble, he probably went through some stages of grief, anger, denial. And he's finally has a point in his life that he's accepted his actions and have done his death to society, and is trying to get back in the world and have a legit life. I do believe as his cousin that I could be of support to him in terms of that. I'm a nurse practitioner here where I live. And I think that I could be somebody as a mentor or someone in his life that could help guide him in that way. And even myself talking to him on the phone, I'm like, you have to make sure you're ready for this, because you're not coming back to the world that you left. The world is totally evolved. It's totally different. And he said he's ready, you know, and I believe him in that aspect.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, let's hear from Miss Wanda Angelle, mother.
Yes.
Wanda.
Okay, so I have been with Jarvis from the beginning up until now. And I speak to him on a daily basis. At one time I did I would visit him often, but being that where he is, we always do it on the phone, which is okay. So I always, from the man that he was back then, he's a different man now. So I know he reads a lot of books, he understands, and from everything that we talk about, because sometimes we stay on the phone for hours, I had to, guide him through some things, through all of his griefs, and keep him going, because to me, he was a child then. He's a man now. He grew up, and he's a stronger man. He's very strong. So I just feel like he is ready for society. And I have his support. I've always supported him. I'm going to support him until as long as I can. So, and I'll make sure that he gets the support that he's supposed to have.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right, let's go to Mr. Marcus Angelle, your brother. Marcus.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. Why don't you tell us what you want us to know about your brother?
I'm Marcus Angelle. I'm Jarvis's brother. From a kid, we've always been great kids. We had a great support system. Real hard working. We had we had parents that were very strong-willed and taught us a lot of things. I mean, always been respectful, straightforward. I feel to believe that Jarvis, since incarceration, I feel like he's been really learning a lot about himself, really learning about his situation and growing as a man. We've been through a lot of different stages on this walk, on this specific journey. Learning how to, you know, consider other things as far as living life and being men, the transition from kids to men. I have 3 daughters, and just as well as I talk to him on the daily, my kids talk to him on the daily. Um, I also have a strong business. I have a paint body shop, and I feel that if he's released or when he's released, he'll have a support system because I'll put him into the world that I'm in, working and doing constructive stuff as a citizen. Like I believe with all the family members that we have, he'll have enough support to make the transition and become a citizen in the world that we live in. Like I said, Jarvis is very strong. His capabilities to be the man that he's supposed to be is there through the time that he's been incarcerated. He's learned how to conduct himself as a man and, grow and, handle things as far as, situations. I believe that, it'll take a little bit of time for him to adjust in the new world, but I think he has everything that he needs with us to make the change and make the transition and come home and live a productive life.
Okay,
Thank you.
appreciate it. All right, now we're gonna get to the opposition. We have the county.
They're just not gonna put them on, they can stay where they're.
All right, and I'm gonna let y'all, order y'all want to speak in, so, whoever wants to go first. Please just state your name.
Good morning. My name is Paige Williams. I'm the daughter of Trevor. I would first like to say thank you for allowing us to speak this morning. When the tragedy first happened, I was really young. We're not able to attend any of the court, any of the trial cases. So I'm very thankful to be able to speak today. But while Jarvis has spent nearly 2 decades for serving the sentence for a decision that he chose to do, I have spent those same 2 decades serving a life sentence of grief. I was robbed from my dad's protection, his guidance, my first of everything. Of this to this lifestyle that I did not choose. And the that I know called is privilege. If it allows him to walk free earlier than what was already chosen for him, my life will immediately change dramatically and tragically all over again. The fragile sense of safety I have spent the fragile sense of safety I have spent 18 years trying to build will instantly be destroyed. Release for him means a lifetime. Early release for him means a lifetime of renewed trauma for me. As yesterday was Father's Day, while the rest of the world is celebrating, laughing, and honoring their dads, I'm here standing before the court, crying and grieving. A day that we would have most definitely spent together, probably riding bikes somewhere, enjoying the loving family that we have. Instead, it's a brutal reminder of everything that was stolen from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Okay, whoever would like to go next.
I might live go home. I know. Jamaica. No. Yeah.
My name is Dean Williams. And I was 7 years old. When Jarvis shot my dad. And I believe that he shouldn't be released because he shouldn't be released early. Mainly because of the fact that I could never give a lesser sentence. My dad gone. He gonna be gone forever. And I just gotta live with that. I can't get him back on earlier. Just like I feel like he shouldn't be able to be released any earlier. That's all I tell you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay.
My name is Naomi Williams. Trevor Williams was my husband. And Peyton and Peyton are my teacher. Our teacher. What Jarvis did to my husband imposed a life sentence on me and my family. I was forced to become a single mother overnight. And I've done my very best with my children. I will continue to do my very best, filling that gap. This is not our choice. This is not a result of our actions. This is all totally beyond our control. This is something I cannot fix for my kids. We were sentenced to life. Jarvis's charge has already been reduced through the court system. Any further reduction of that sentence that the court agreed to some time back is just unjust. I don't have any other words. We cannot come to you as a board and ask you to reduce our sentence. There is really nothing you can do to reduce our sentence. For the sake of us, for me and my family, please do what's right and let the original sentence stand.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we also have from the 15th JDC, Mr. Kenny Abair.
Yes,
Abair?
good morning. Thank you, members of the board, for allowing us to be present for these proceedings. There's really not much that I can say considering what you just heard from the victim's family. While I commend Mr. Angelle for the efforts he's taken to rehabilitate himself, at the end of the day, incarceration is not just about rehabilitation, it's also about punishment and answering for the crimes that you committed. As Mr. Williams' widow just stated, he was initially indicted on second-degree murder and chose to plead to manslaughter, completely understanding the exposure that he had, and was ultimately sentenced to 40 years. We ask that this board uphold that sentence of 40 years. We object to any early release, and our hearts break for the family. As his daughter pointed out, she was without a father yesterday for Father's Day. That's something that she'll never get back, and it's something that the victim, Trevor Williams, obviously will never get back. So just please note our objection, and thank you for allowing us to be present today.
Thank you for participating. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go back to Mr. Angelle. Okay, Mr. Angelle, tell me something. Was Mr. Williams the one that you were fighting with?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you went get your gun, you came back in looking for him?
I didn't know who I was looking for, sir.
Okay, good.
It was a big old fight. We all was fighting in there, sir. I didn't know who I was looking for. It was when I went back in the club, it was just a lot of things happening at one time. I didn't have a specific person that I wanted to hurt. I really went back in there to scam, sir. Like just scare everybody in there, and in the midst of everything happening, I accidentally fired a shot. I made a mistake, sir.
Okay. Okay, were you on drugs or just alcohol?
I was doing everything, sir. Pills, everything. I wasn't in control. I was young, just trying, just moving too fast. I made a mistake in my life, sir.
And I see that, where were you before you were there? You said you've been there for 7 years. What prison were you at before then?
I was at Winfield Corrections.
Okay, so that's another one that doesn't offer a lot of classes, huh?
Yes, sir.
Cause you definitely, I mean, I gotta say this up front, you're totally lacking in the classes you need right now to be, in my opinion, considered.
Yes, sir.
Because, and it's not due to your fault at all.
Yes, sir.
But it's where you're at, but you definitely don't have the stuff that I wish you had.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
tell me this, what effect do you think you had on their family? I mean, you heard the victims here today. Father's Day was yesterday.
Yes, sir. And I'm sorry for that from the bottom of my heart, sir. If they can hear me, I just want them to know, like, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt nobody. It was just everything was happening fast. Everything was happening all fast. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I wish there's so many years I prayed that for the opportunity just to be able to say that to him, just to say, like, I'm sorry. I was young. I made a mistake. So many years I've just been asking. Regardless to what happened today, I'm asking that they forgive me. Like, I was young. When we young, we make mistakes. I just wasn't in control, trying to be grown at a young age and just moving fast around a lot of adults, doing drugs, just doing all the wrong things. Like, I want this family to know, like, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Sorry, I never meant to hurt y'all. And I pray that y'all forgive me one day. I ask God for forgiveness every night for this. And I pray that one day y'all can find it in your hearts just to forgive me. I made a mistake.
okay. Let's see if any of the other board members have any questions. I don't have any questions. Any more questions?
Mr. Prater?
Questions?
I have just a couple. You say you made a mistake. How old were you when this happened?
I was 21, miss.
All right. Why did you come back after the fight had ended?
I walked to my car just to come back and scare me.
To get your gun, right?
I walked to the car to get my gun. I just wanted to scare him because we was mad. I walked in the club just to scare him, and with everybody running out of the club.
What you're saying, and I do hear the remorse in your voice and your actions, but it's hard for me to understand how that explanation, what you just told us, fits with returning back armed with a gun after the fight had ended. You were 21. You keep saying you were young, and yeah, 21 is young, but you knew better. I'm just having a hard time. I agree with Mr. Freeman in that. How long have you been in jail?
18 years, man.
18 years of a 40-year sentence. I do think that you do need some programming to really understand the impact of your actions and your decision. You said it was a choice you made.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm not ready to recommend any consideration for early release, lacking that foundation, the programs that you need. So I do believe we're prepared to vote. Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Angel, like Ms. Renata stated, I stated prior, it's no fault of your own. You don't have the proper classes that you needed to really understand, I think, exactly what went on that night. So my vote today is going to be to deny, but I would like to see you move to a facility where they offer those classes. I think you need those classes, take them and reapply when you're eligible. Just victim opposition and sentence was a result of a plea bargain.
Mr. Prater.
I concur with what Mr. Freeman says. I really appreciate the attitude that you have. I really also want you to get some more classes. And that's going to require the Department of Corrections moving you to somewhere that offers these. And that's what I strongly recommend for me to vote, for possible commutation of sentence. So
Mr.
deny.
Okay.
I'm gonna vote also to deny, due to not enough time served and victim opposition. But I hope you continue trying to reform yourself. And perhaps time may be different, but my vote today is to deny.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna continue trying, sir.
Mr. Angel, I do agree with my colleagues. I've already explained to you how I feel, so my vote today also is to deny, but we will, as a board, make a recommendation that you be afforded the opportunity for programs which would require for you to be moved. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you.
Hey.
All right, good morning. The pardon board is reconvening. We're now at Elaine Hunt Correctional Center. And good morning, Warden. Would you and your staff introduce yourselves for the record, please?
Travis State Warden Elaine Hunt.
Jackie Presentary Records.
Christy LeBon, classification.
All right, thank you. Thanks for hosting us. And we have before us Mr. Wiggins. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Would you introduce yourself for the record, sir? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
Okay, William Wiggins, 103552.
Yes, sir. And you're here, Mr. Wiggins, seeking a commutation of your sentence. You are serving a life sentence. You were sentenced in 1988 in Jefferson Parish for aggravated burglary and as a habitual offender, attempted aggravated rape. Is that information correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right, Mr. Wiggins, your case has been assigned to Mr. Prater. You'll see him on your screen. I'm going to turn it over to him.
Okay.
Mr. Wiggins, you doing okay today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're here to talk about your getting out, getting a commutation of your sentence. You're in a life sentence right now. And I want to find out a little bit about you and what you did and find out just exactly what you feel about the victim and why you did it and this sort of thing. And then I also want to hear from the warden. Then we're going to hear from some supporters and some detractors of this effort that you have. And so let's go ahead and get started. Tell me about yourself. What you've been doing since you've been locked up and why did you get locked up?
Well, I got locked up on aggravated burglary and attempted aggravated rape. And I've been laying right now. I've been working in the kitchen job, doing a lot of work. And I've been laying here waiting for this day here to come.
Well, good. Well, this day has come finally. This day has come.
Oh, yes, sir. You have come, yes.
So tell me what you did and why you did it.
Okay, on which one? The intuition or out-tuition?
Well, tell me about the aggravated burglary and the attempted aggravated rape. Didn't that happen at the same time?
Okay, yeah, that's the same transaction, right? Okay. So the aggravated burglary, well, I went through a rear window at the time, and I went inside the house. I went to go look for a few things to steal, but I didn't find nothing to steal. So I seen the victim laying in the bed, laying there sleeping. I went there and I looked at her. I seen her. I touched her a little while. She didn't move. So I laid there. I got in the bed with her. I got on top of her. And then when she woke up, I tried to kiss her. She woke up. I hit her a few times. Then after I hit her a few times, she told me, she said, no, get off me. Get off me. And I told her, I said, shut up. Be quiet. I ain't gonna do you nothing. So she resisted my attack. So I laid and I seen her, she wouldn't cooperate. So I just got her out of the way, wasting my time. I got up, and I hit her a few times. I got up and left her, went on by my business, left her out. And then from there, I got arrested. The warrant got out, put out for my arrest. And then when I got arrested, that went in there and took me to trial for it. Put me to trial, gave me a multi-bail sentence up on 15/5/29, and that's when I got the life sentence from.
Pretty simple. Think you being so honest. Well, it's,
Yeah.
That's good to be that honest. I appreciate that. But what do you think about having done that to the victim?
Oh, I apologize. Do I apologize? Yeah, because it didn't make no sense. So now I did. I apologize for that, though, because I didn't even know what I was doing at that time. I just went off in the house to go steal something. So when I ain't seen I couldn't steal nothing, my mind triggered to something else. And I seen him. I laid down. I said, well,
I went there and I touched her. She didn't move. So I got back there, I sat on the bed, I felt a little while. She didn't move. That when I got in the bed, and I got on top of her, that when she woke up, and I tried to kiss her. I tried to kiss her. She resisted the kiss. That when I hit her. Hit her 2 times, hit her 3 times. She didn't say nothing. So I got her, I said, waste my time. I said, well, I got it, went on about the door. That was a tip come in there.
Surely you don't think that's normal behavior, do you?
Yeah, that unnormal behavior. That's not normal behavior, that's unnormal behavior. Because it didn't make no sense.
Yes, that is unnormal.
Yeah, it feels like normal.
What have you learned, or what courses have you taken, or treatment have you gotten for that?
Took the 100, I took the 100 hours. I got the certificate for the 100 hours. Then I got the anger management. I went to the sex program for the anger management, the sexual program. And I got the certificate for them. And I got the certificate for the 100 hours. And then I got the other Christian certificates for participating off into the house of delivery.
What? Let me just ask you while we talking about you, and there's gonna be a time to ask some questions now. But what's gonna be if we were to commute your sentence and give you a chance to be paroled? What's gonna be different this time?
What's gonna be different this time? I'm gonna leave this alcohol alone. I'm gonna leave them drugs alone. I'm gonna try to find me a job to live, and I'm gonna live a better life than the criminal. The criminal life is it's twisted. Period. No more street life. I want to live a lot of bodies cities now. I want to live here and help my grandchildren and help my daughters know me now. I want to get them to know me. They don't know me. I got locked up and thrown away for 39 years when they were children. They grown up now. They got children. I would like for them to know me. I like to get to know them. Right. And I don't want none of my grandchildren to go through none of this shit. Culturation? No. I would like
You're a third offender, correct? Third felony offender. You committed an armed robbery and you got 5 years. Yeah. And then you committed an aggravated, what was it? Aggravated battery and ag battery. You hurt somebody and you got 5 years for that.
Yeah, that guy there, he did that. He initiated that. He initiated that. I was still young, but he initiated that aggravated battery.
Yeah, he initiated it. Yeah.
That's how he got there.
Well, let's hear from
him. Plead guilty. I pleaded guilty to it because he initiated that.
Yeah, right. But you pled guilty to the ag battery, though.
I pleaded guilty to it, yeah. Yeah, okay. That aggravated battery.
Okay. Warden, yeah. Let's hear from the warden. Is that all you got to say right now, Mr. Wiggins? You'll get a chance to talk some more.
Okay.
Warden, would you tell us what kind of fellow Mr. Wiggins is and what he's done?
So he has been here at Hunt since 22. Since he's been here, he's been pretty clean as far as disciplinary. He and I did discuss here recently his extensive disciplinary write-up since he has been incarcerated. A lot of them were years ago, but he has had some, up into the late teens of 2000, 2018 up through there. So disciplinary wise, I wish it was better. But like I said, he has been okay here since he's been at Hunt from Angola. He works in the kitchen.
Yes.
Okay, well, would you consider him a model prisoner or somebody that's just a prisoner?
I think since he's been here, he's been doing better.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got a number of people that want to speak. And so let me turn to that page and we'll get to talking on to some folks. Let's see here. All right, Mr. Wiggins, we're gonna talk to, looks like we got your daughter and your close friend brother-in-law that both want to speak. Then Bridget Wiggins is also gonna be listening on Zoom, and she's in support of this, but she's not gonna be speaking. That's your sister, as you know.
Right, yes.
Miss Latasha, Antoine.
Yeah,
Miss Antoine, are you on the Zoom with us?
that's one of my older daughters.
Right.
Good morning. Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, would you tell us what you know about this fella and what kind of plans you know he's got for if he was to get out early, and try to limit it to just a few minutes because we got a big docket today.
Yes, sir. My name is Latasha Antoine. I am his only daughter. I don't know why he's saying I'm his oldest daughter. I'm his only daughter, and I plan to help him rehabilitate in life and be here financially stable. He's gonna remain in Las Vegas with my aunt, Auntie Bridget. But I would like a request, like by him being gone so long, I would like to see if he could spend a little time in Louisiana before he do the interstate compact to Las Vegas. I'm sorry, I'm nervous too.
That's okay. You're doing
And
great.
and I apologize, for all the victims, because I am also a victim of sexual assault. So I know the feeling, and I know I understand the toll that it could take upon a person's life. And I promise I'm his power of attorney, so I will make sure he stay on the straight and narrow. He's gonna do as I say.
Okay. Well, you sound like a good daughter, and I'm sorry about what happened to you, and I
Thank you.
appreciate you being on Zoom with us this morning and telling us
Yes,
what you
sir.
had to say. Mr.
Thank you.
Coleman, brother-in-law and close friend, would you talk to us and tell us what you know? You're on mute, Mr. Coleman.
Stand by. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not with I'm not with this technology. My name is Ronald Coleman, and I've been knowing William Wiggins. We call him Baller. I've been knowing him all of my life. I'm 67 years old. He should be 65 or 64. He's been in jail for 39 years, and but my understanding, it was somebody that was angry at him personally and accused him of these charges, which is a whole nother thing. And I got so many things that I could want to say. He come from a good family. He's going to be going to a new environment. He's going to have new challenges, and hopefully, for his victims, that time heals those wounds. And I talked to him at 22 when he moved from Hunt he moved from Angola to Hunt. So that let me know that he's doing something right, because he would still be at Angola, which is a whole much tougher, harsher environment. So I don't know what I'm in tears because I just heard his daughter talk, and I've been, matter of fact, we were together. Me and his daughter were together last Monday. We went to a tour to see the alligators down in Lafitte, and I like him to be able to do those things like that with his daughter, because 39 years is a long time. He's been in jail for 39 years. I mean, who haven't got a second chance in life? He deserves a second chance. I mean, is nobody perfect. Nobody, even the best of us have done something wrong. I don't know, maybe you got something that you needed to be forgiven for, but I think he just needs a second chance at life. It's right now, who can he hurt? He's 62 years old. He probably can't even perform. That's a whole nother subject. But I think he deserves a second chance.
All right. Well, we appreciate your words there, Mr. Coleman, and we'll take those into consideration also as we continue our deliberations here. Mr. Myers, I'll leave you to last if that's okay, for Randall Myers, who is the assistant district attorney there, and we'll talk to Miss Caprice McIntyre. Miss McIntyre, are you on with us?
Victim That's the victim. That's the victim. That's the one in the police report. Miss McIntyre.
Is she on?
Okay, staff, can you help me here a little bit?
Ms. McIntyre, you're on mute. Can you unmute your microphone on your device?
Hello, yes,
I think we can.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you now.
Okay, my daughter had to help me. I want to make a comment to something the weekend said. Unfortunately, the incident was more brutal and being reported here, and for the daughter, you know, I'm really sorry for whatever it is. And to the friend, time there are some moves time never hits. I want to say that I am still afraid of Mr. William Wiggins. I'm speaking right now. I'm shaking. I'm still feeling the effects of what was done to me. Today, every time he comes up for court, I become that same little girl. Today, I am that girl who wonders why it had to happen, when will it all end, and when will I wake up not remember? I don't think I'll ever forget nor stop remembering or regretting things that I didn't do and couldn't do because it altered the course of my life. Mm-hmm. I feel I needed to say something today because I need to prevent the possibility of somebody else becoming me. I don't want to help victimize another person. Mm-hmm. It is important to me for the court to know that just as strongly as he feels he has changed and deserves leniency and possible freedom, my number for this incident has not changed, and I will never, ever be free of this incident.
Okay.
That's all I had to say for right now.
Okay, Ms. McIntyre. Well, thank you. It's very brave of you to come on, and we appreciate everything you have to say. We're sorry for what occurred, and again, thank you for lending your voice to this effort today. All right, Mr. Myers, would you talk to us? I believe it's your turn.
Yes, sir. Randall Myers, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish, and we're strongly opposed to his request. First, Mr. Wiggins recounted some of the facts related to the offense, but a couple of things he left out was that he was nude when he went in and got on top of it. He had an erection and tried to penetrate and forcefully removed her panties during the crime. They knew each other, so there's no mistaken identity going on, and he's admitted to what he's done, except just left out some pertinent facts. Looking at his record, he's got an extensive and violent criminal history that appeared to get worse as time went on. Since he's been incarcerated, he's had 121 disciplinary reports, almost one every year, except the last couple of years. The last two he had was in 2021 and 2022. His programming is limited. He's, from what I'm seeing, he took 100 hours thinking for a change, and then three of, I believe, 4 phases. He took 3 of the 4 phases of sex offender treatment. As we heard, there's very strong victim opposition, and there's strong opposition from the district attorney's office. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Myers, thank you very much for you lending your input into this also. Well, Mr. Wiggins, I'm gonna see if my board members have any questions that they'd like to ask at this particular time. Madam Chairman, I'll turn it over to you to conduct the questioning.
Thank you.
I got just one question.
Mr. Freeman.
Mr. Wiggins, I see where for a while you went on a contraband spree. What was the contraband? What were you using?
That was for, before they stopped the cigarettes and that was tobacco and a cigarette lighter that I had extended lockdown at that time at Camp C Jaguar. That was one contraband. That was before they stopped the cigarettes and things.
Any other dope or alcohol?
The alcohol, that was in Jaguar 2, Jaguar 1 right. I went to Camp J for that one contraband there. Them the only 2 contraband I ever had that I know of.
Okay, well, you had several other. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have any questions. I don't see that there are any other questions. Mr. Prater, are you prepared to vote?
Ma'am, I'm prepared to vote. Mr. Wiggins,
Sir.
doggone you've been in jail a long time. And although you've had victim awareness, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've had substance abuse treatment, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Was that before or after your alcohol and?
That was before. Really?
You had?
It could have after because then I got incarcerated, so I had to go after that procedure.
Okay. And then you've had some Christian counseling or Christian courses, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I sure have. Yes, sir.
What other kind of educational courses have you taken?
Well, the only kind of education course I took was the literacy class because of my education of dropping out of school. My reading wasn't good. So I had to go through the literacy class and taking tests.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, Mr. Wiggins, back to the point at hand, it's my turn to vote, and so my question is over really, but with your criminal history that you have with an armed robbery and aggravated battery on separate occasions, you pleading guilty, and then you telling us about this attempted aggravated rape and aggravated burglary, and you've been a third offender and sentenced to life or habitual, I'm just not ready to vote to release you. And so my vote is to deny this request. I think that you need to show some more initiative in your courses that you take and do some more of that.
Yes.
Madam Chairman.
I understand that very well. I understand that. I'm a grown man. I understand that very well. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
My vote is to deny, Madam Chairman.
Yeah.
My vote is to grant commutation of sentence to 39 years.
Mr. Freeman.
My vote is to deny victim opposition.
Mr. Wiggins, you're a likable fellow. Yeah, I enjoyed listening to you. And I do agree with my colleagues, though. I'm concerned about, the victim opposition that we heard today, the opposition by the district attorney's office. And I do think that you need some more programs. I didn't see a substance abuse program in your packet that I had. So I think you have a little more work to do, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Today, your application is denied. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's it.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Would you introduce yourself, please? Tell us your name and your current mailing address.
My name is PORSHA ALDREDGE. My mailing address is 1345 East Mississippi Avenue, Manning, Louisiana 71449.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. And so you're here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were
Yes.
sentenced in Sabine Parish, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
In July of 2015, you were convicted accessory after the fact of second-degree murder. You received a 3-year sentence. Is that
Yes,
information correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You have your case rather this morning has been assigned to Mr. Tillis, seated to my left, so I'll turn it over to Mr. Tillis.
Good morning, Miss Portia. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
All right. Tell us what happened and what caused you to be in front of us today asking for pardon. What did you do to get here?
What I do to get here? I gave a child that I always give a ride to their mama unknowingly, after they killed somebody.
You didn't know about it?
I didn't.
Okay. And how long did you have? You had 3 years.
Yes.
Okay. Any of my colleagues have any questions they want to ask her?
I do. Go ahead, Mr. Freeman.
I mean, that's not what the report says. I mean, the report says that you knew he had gotten into trouble and you were just trying to help him out. Now, let's be totally honest here.
I am being totally honest.
Kind of trouble?
I accepted a plea.
Ma'am?
I accepted a plea.
But did you know that he had done something?
I did not.
Yeah, the investigative reports indicate that witnesses stated you were told about the shooting. So help us understand that difference.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
I understand what y'all want me to say. I understand what the papers say. I did not know. I've since completed my sentence. I mean, we're here. I just would like to restore my rights.
So tell me this, why is restoration of firearms important to you? Specifically, why are you asking for that?
Okay, I'm a single mama of 3 boys, and they like to hunt, and I would like to be able to take them to hunt, for one.
Right. Well, so what have you learned from your conviction? Anything? How has it changed decision-making today?
I learned not to give people rides.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm not a criminal, so yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Did the DA ever connect? He's in?
He is.
Okay.
What time did you give him this ride? What time was it when you gave him this ride?
Sound like it was like 30 minutes after he killed somebody.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, what time was that? Do you recall?
Probably in the daytime. It was in the daytime. I didn't know he killed nobody. I mean, I wasn't there. I wasn't around there. I didn't know. He just called, asked for a ride regularly. I gave him a ride to his mama. She didn't go to jail. I mean, this is a system. I'm just here for a pardon.
Miss Portia, I would really like to hear, I want to believe you're telling the truth.
I am.
Okay. When did you learn that you had killed someone?
When the police came and got me.
How long was that? After you had dropped him off?
how long was that ago? I dropped them off. That must have been the next morning. They came and got me and told me I accessory to murder.
So you didn't know that night or that day after a
No,
shooting? You didn't?
I didn't know.
So if you're not guilty of what you were convicted of, or what, why did you do a plea agreement?
It's a system. I'm sure y'all familiar. I was ready for it to be over with.
Okay, I understand that. I think we have the PA that's joining us.
Okay. All right, then we're gonna hear from the DA now. Mr. Dunn. Are you with us?
Yes. How are y'all today?
All right.
First, let me say, I'm not taking a position one way or the other in this case, but let me set the record straight. What's going on here? We had a juvenile, and he and another young person were playing around with a gun, but we, based on what we had our evidence, we believe that it was an intentional shooting. So we tried him as an adult for second-degree murder. Jury came back with manslaughter. A district judge sentenced him to, I think, 3 or 5 years, one or the other, but suspended it, and he didn't give him any time. PORSHA ALDREDGE gave him a ride from Manny, where this happened, over to Natchitoches, which is about 30 miles away. The defendant himself, had told us that she knew what had happened because she asked him, had he cut Jonathan, who was the victim? And she told him, and Jamari said he told her no. And he told her what really happened, that he'd shot him. So as far as whether she knew or not, we wouldn't have pursued the charges of accessory if we thought she didn't know. Now, as far as what happens today with her, up until this happened, she had a relatively clean record. I think she worked as a clerk in a convenience store, and I think she had one, maybe a theft charge or something at some point, but no violent acts or anything like that. And it's been several years, so I'm fine with whatever the board chooses to do in this case. As I said, we weren't particularly happy with the judge's sentence in the case of the juvenile that killed the other one. But that's neither here nor there as far as today. Miss Aldridge was not present when the crime occurred, but it happened in a housing project apartment building, and she picked him up and another young man, took him to Natchitoches, is basically what happened sometime after this occurred, in the middle of the day.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Prater, any questions?
I'd like to go in executive session for a minute.
We have a motion and second for executive session. Any objection? We'll be in executive session, Ms. Aldridge, for a few minutes to discuss confidential matters. Stand by, we'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
If she just got on there and said she's
All right, we will, without objection, we'll be back in regular session. It is 10:19 a.m. Ms. Aldridge, we are prepared to vote. Mr. Tillis will be voting first.
Ms. Aldridge, my vote today is going to be to deny.
Mr. Freeman,
My vote is to deny.
Mr. Craig.
Okay, just for the record, my video is stopped. The video is stopped, but I've heard everything and now I can start it. The host had me
There you go.
shut off. Okay, I'm ready now, and my vote also is to deny this request.
My vote, Ms. Aldridge, is to deny. I don't believe you've been forthcoming or truthful with us today, so you've received 4 votes to deny your application, so it's been denied, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank y'all. I understand what y'all wanted me to do and say here today. And I appreciate y'all for
All right, good morning. Mr. Bullock, you're on mute still. Still.
Good morning.
There you are. All right. Would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and your current mailing address.
My name is Braddon Bullock. My current mailing address is 1609 Shady Grove Drive, Bossier City, Louisiana, 71112.
All right, thank you, sir. And you're here before the pardon board this morning. You're seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You have convictions in Bossier, Caddo, and Washita Parish. Possession of Schedule 4, that was in, let me do it in order. 2007, in Caddo Parish, simple battery, you received a 2-year probation sentence. 2014, Bossier Parish, possession of Schedule 4, 4 years hard labor. And then in Washita Parish, 2016, that was a misdemeanor domestic abuse battery. You received a $500 fine, court cost, 120 days in jail, all but 48 hours suspended, and you received a 24-month probation period.
Yes,
Is all
ma'am.
that correct?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It is.
So tell us about why you're seeking a pardon. What did you do to have those criminal convictions on your record?
Well, I went down the wrong road and I chose to party, I guess you could say. And I did that. I shouldn't have done it. Made the wrong choices in life. And so that last Schedule 4 conviction that I got, the felony, I spent 15 months in jail, which it was 2 holidays, 2 full holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And so then whenever I got out of jail, it was New Year's Eve of 2014. And I went and stayed I went to the homeless shelter because my parents basically washed their hands of me, which as they should, because I was living such a way. So I stayed there for 3 days and then I called them, begging them to let me, come live with them. And they told me that, well, if you get a bed available, you get the first bed available at an Oxford house, a sober living house, then you can come. So that's what I did. And so then I lived in Oxford for about a year and a half. And that's really when my life changed. And then I started going to church and then I ended up getting married and had a child. And I now have full custody of them, which I have another child that I lost custody of. So it's kind of a whole 180 lifestyle change. And so that's pretty much why I'm seeking. Well, I'm seeking it so that, now my child, my 7-year-old, he's getting to be the age to, ask, hey, can we go hunting? So it's kind of really why I'm wanting to get the firearm rights back, is just to be able to go and sit in the woods with them. And, like really my life has just completely changed around. So I figured I'd ask.
So tell us about as I understand it, the domestic abuse was, you later married her?
Yes, ma'am.
You're divorced?
Yes, ma'am. She's actually, yes, ma'am. She's actually in jail because I met her in the Oxford house. And so I guess just like any other addict, there's bumps along the way. And so that was one of them, but she come and dropped the charges, and then she moved me to her hometown. We ended up getting married. We had my son, Lincoln, and then we ended up getting a divorce because she started going back down that road. And I mean, she's actually in jail for murder right now. So
I saw that.
that's how that ended up.
Yeah. So how long have you been sober?
Since that night in Washita, ever since I got out of jail then. That was what, 2016? So 10 years.
Okay. So how have you remained sober? What do you do to remain
I go to church. I go to church and I feel bad if I don't go to church, to be honest with you. And that was the biggest part of it. And my child, of course, he keeps me going. And I don't know how I could do anything if I was to get not sober or start doing other things. I'm like, how would I be able to take care of him if something was to happen? How would I be able to do that? So I just don't. But
that's good incentive.
Yes, man. We're currently, I mean, I've been active in church for the last, I'd say about 7 years. Yeah, it's been about 7 years, maybe a little bit longer. I really haven't kept track of it, to be honest with you. Just, I feel bad if I don't go, but I mean,
Oh, you were in church before y'all
yeah,
family.
yeah. I mean,
So
it started before him, but
I see that's your mother, Miss Virginia. What would you like to say to us? I see you want to speak.
Well, yeah, he has done I'm gonna say a 260 or 360, 180, whatever you want to call it, in regards to his lifestyle. Yeah, we've if he wasn't doing good, we would not have a relationship with him. And he's been doing great. And he's a really good dad. And this is his dad, Jim, and got
Jim,
family land over there in Simsboro, and he goes hunting. And so but yeah, Braden's done really, really well. And he's such a good dad with for his son.
So, Mr. Jim, would you like to say something?
Well, I guess just echo what she said. And I mean, as far as being a good father, he gets compliments from everybody, but about what a good job he's doing with them. And, fairly well behaved child.
Yeah, he's a really good dad. He's very patient with them.
Mm-hmm.
He's a better dad. I was a mom, maybe. I don't know, as far as patience is concerned.
Well, I just want to
Of course, he really tried my patience growing up.
Sure, and I think the two of you did an amazing thing by putting him out. That's probably what saved his life.
Yeah, right.
Kind of an eye opener.
So
I said, hey, when he was doing wrong, I said, you know what? This is between you and God. Keep me out of it. If you want to live that lifestyle, you go right ahead, but I don't want to be a part of it.
Okay, so Braden, you do have some negative factors working against you. You have the felony drug conviction. I see two, I think, domestic related convictions. You were revoked, probation revocation, and then of course your substance abuse related issues. There is significant law enforcement opposition. The DA is opposed, the Attorney General's office is opposed.
Chief of police.
The chief of police, but working in your favor, you do have long-term sobriety. It appears from the record at least, you have employment stability, you have obvious family support there with you. And I'm impressed that you have full custody of your son and there's been no recent criminal activity. So I'm going to just defer to my colleagues to see if they have any questions and then we'll go from there. Any questions?
Amen.
Excuse me, Madam Chairman, one of your domestic violence is against your mom or dad, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's the ones right there I can see on the camera, and that was during the depths of your substance abuse problem, right?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
Well, he pled to a simple battery.
Was that that would have been, was that like
2014.
2009, 2008?
No, I think it's 2004. No, 2007.
2007, yeah. He was messed up on drugs.
Okay, and that was one of the simple battery / domestic violence, the best I can tell.
Yeah, he was messed up on drugs and we had him arrested. They took him to LSU Med and he had a number of drugs in his system and he was just a wild man because of those drugs.
Okay. And that's when okay. That's all I have, Madam Chairman.
Right.
So have you had any professional help for your drugs?
Yes, sir. I mean, I've been to rehab, but I think the most professional help is the 15 months in jail.
Well,
to be honest with you.
He spent time at Home of Grace. That was in.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to rehab, but like I said, man, I think the best part was the 15 months I spent in jail and on Old Plaindale Road and missed, a few rounds of holidays. And whenever I got out, I went and lived in the homeless shelter, and then I really had nothing. I mean, I had $1,600 in my pocket. You know, that was New Year's Eve of 14 to 15. And I mean, I had that money in my pocket. I could have gone, but I didn't because I knew something had to change. And it's, you know, the first step's the hardest step to ever take in life. And that's the first step I ever took. And of course, I had a bump in the road, which was in Monroe, but luckily I got past it. And we got married, but it ended up not panning out good because you know how they say don't get in a relationship with another addict, and that's what I did, and it just didn't work out.
You had to go to all
So,
AA meetings with the Oxford House, didn't you?
So
yeah,
I think we're
yeah.
ready to vote. I think we're ready to vote. I think, you know,
Yeah.
stop while you're ahead.
Yeah, while you're ahead.
So, Mr. Bullock, I'm really, you know, you've been very honest with us today. You didn't make any excuses. You owned up to what you did. My vote today is going to be to make the recommendation, to grant your request for pardon with restoration of firearms. Because I think you're doing well and your parents are a testament to that. So, Mr. Prater?
I agree with the pardon. I'm concerned about the restoration of firearms, but we okay. How long? You've been sober for 13 years?
Well, 10 since 2016, whenever I got arrested in Monroe.
10 years, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It was actually an even 10 years right now. I think it was what last month that I got because I spent 6 months and I got out in November. So 6 months before, you know, November. I think it was April, as a matter of fact, that I went to jail in Monroe in 2016.
April 8th.
That's it, April 8th. So it's been, you know,
Yeah,
just 2
I'll
months
concur.
over 10 years.
I concur with the chairman of full restoration, full pardon.
Mr. Tillett.
Thank you, sir.
There's a lot of strong law enforcement against you. I really think you need her with my colleagues, and I hope you don't prove me wrong.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir.
Mr. Freeman.
Thank you.
My vote is to grant with restoration of firearms.
All right.
Recommendation to the governor.
Mr. Bullock, we'll make that recommendation on your behalf to the governor. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. That's that, minute.
All right, good morning. Mr. Kennedy, would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and the current mailing address, excuse me.
Current mailing address. 4132 South Drive, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70121.
And you just state your full name again, please.
Jacob Patrick Kennedy.
Okay, thank you, sir. And you're here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You have sentences for convictions in Jefferson Parish. First is January 2023. Possession of diazepam, you received a 1-year sentence. Domestic abuse, battery, 1 count. See, that was, and battery on a police officer, 4 counts. That was, you received 6 months parish prison. Then March 16 of 2023, aggravated assault, 2 counts, resisting an officer, 1 count, 30 days in jail. Is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Your case this morning has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. I'll turn it over to him.
How you doing, Mr. Kennedy?
Very good. Thank you.
Give us a recap. What happened? What caused all of this? Why are you in such trouble, and especially with the police?
I just think I was going through a rough period in my life at that time. And I was also kind of drinking alcohol, and which I don't anymore. So it was kind of putting me in a place where I was making bad choices.
Okay, were you have you taken any treatment or any counseling for this drug problem yet?
So not recently, just kind of abstain from drinking at all. I don't feel the urge to anymore, and I have so many other things going on and opportunities with work and going to the gym. I don't have time for it in my life anymore.
About the abuse?
That was just from being in a relationship that really I just didn't want to be in. And it was, I think, alcohol related a lot of the time. Just making the wrong choices.
Okay. You have some people who want to speak in your behalf, or do any of my colleagues want to wait until after they speak to ask some questions? Or do they have any questions? Okay, you have your mother?
Right here.
Yes, sir.
Carol?
I'm Carol.
How you doing?
Hi.
Tell us what you'd like us to know about your son.
I'm sorry.
Tell us what you would like us to know about your son.
Well, I love him very much. And it's true what he said. He did go through a rough patch, and I believe it was attributed to drinking. And but thank goodness he's been sober since he's went to jail, and that's made a big difference in his life. Big difference. We can talk to him now. We can converse with him. He listens. He appreciates his kids, and the lady that he apparently had the abuse with, they're best friends now. I mean, that's my daughter-in-law. She still comes to my house and visits me and everything, and we're very close, and he still is too with her. So, I think he's over what he went through. He finally had to grow up, I guess.
Thank you so much for your comment. And your fiance, Lisa, Miss Lisa?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Nahe.
Hey, I thought
Yes.
that. Okay,
Well-
what would you like us to know?
Okay, so it's very true everything that they've said. It was, I believe, also attributed much it came from the drinking. He has shown quite a lot of progress and has done in my opinion, because I've seen both ends, it's been a 180, a complete turnaround. I don't see any of the anger or any signs of violence at all from him. He's made a lot of progress, and I don't see any of that regressing.
Thank
He
you so
works hard. He abstains from drinking. He has made amends to all of us. And once again, we can have a normal relationship and communication.
Thank you so much for your comments.
Yes, sir.
We have the DA's office. Mr. Randall Myers, is he with us?
Yes, sir, I am. Randall Meyer, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish. We're opposed to Mr. Kennedy's request at this time. As the board knows, we'd like to see a 10-year cleansing period from the time of completion of a sentence from offenses and obtaining a pardon. This offense occurred in 22. The conviction was in 2023, so we're nowhere near a 10-year period, showing no additional crimes going on. It's pretty clear from his history that he's had significant anger issues, which he's attributed to mostly to alcohol abuse. Looking at his record since 2005, he had his first DWI arrest, and those issues have continued through the 2022 arrest in the cases before us. He said he hasn't participated in any programs, but it seems to me it would be good for him and help him out significantly if he would get involved in an AA program to stop reusing of alcohol again in the future. I think that would be a good benefit to him. As I've told this board before, I have a friend who's 40+ years involved in AA. He's a sponsor. He's very involved, helps a lot of people out. And, it's an addiction that can be pretty serious. And I would like to see Mr. Kennedy get involved in that to help keep him sober as years go on. But at this point, particularly because of the convictions and the offense being so close to today, we're opposed to that request.
Thank you so much, Mr. Myers, for your comment. Any of my colleagues wish to ask some questions now?
Have you ever taken any kind of anger management or anything like that? Did the judge put you through any of those courses?
I'm not sure if specifically of an anger management class, but I've been to, therapy and counseling before in my life.
Okay. And was that after all of this occurred, or that was before?
It was before and during. I've been to AA meetings. I have been to those before.
When you first were talking earlier on and explaining how you got here and how you got in trouble, you said, and I was kind of drinking. What's that mean?
Oh, well, I was drinking. Like I was drinking probably, 4 or 5 days out of the week.
How much?
Enough to get drunk,
For you, how much is?
Maybe like a couple of 6-packs of beer.
Well, the reason I just brought that out is because, I know everybody's different, but you said, I was kind of drinking. So you were kind of like brushing over that. And then later, that seemed to be your problem.
Yes, that was probably one of the biggest factors that played a role in the whole ordeal. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to hear you say that because, the record it reflects more than just a single isolated offense. There's multiple incidents occurred over a short period of time. Well, 2 or 3 years. What concerns me when we talk about anger management is the road rage incident that happened.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The road rage incident that happened is certainly a consideration for me. And there's victim opposition from at least one aggravated assault victim. You need to know that. So I don't have any other questions, Mr. I think we're prepared to vote. Mr. Tillis, Mr. Prater, did you have any questions? I'm sorry.
No questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Kennedy, this time my vote's going to be to deny. I think you need to attend more AA and get some more abuse classes.
Mr. Freeman?
I think you've turned the corner, but also at this time, it's just too soon since all of this happened for us to make sure that you're over those problems. So, keep up what you're doing and reapply, but at this time, it's just too soon.
Mr. Prater?
It's too soon. I think you need some professional help. I think you need or some consistent help, maybe the church or AA or something, but somewhere where you can document going, because it hadn't been that long. And it seemed like every time you're arrested, you fight the police. And that's a real problem. That's a problem. And I don't think I was hoping that you said you worked out, so you didn't have time to drink. Now one of these, you had just got through working out and you were on the way home and you bought some beer and fought the police. And so working out alone is not enough. You're gonna have to get some help before I'd ever vote for it. Deny.
And Mr. Kennedy, I do agree. I believe it's not a sufficient cleansing period at this time. So my vote today is going to be to deny. Keep doing what you're doing. I agree with my colleagues. You know, you need to seek some help. Good luck to you, sir. Thank y'all for
Thank you very
calling.
much.
You want to shut you off right away, huh?
Good morning, Mr. Washington.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Would you introduce yourself, sir? Tell us your name and mailing address, please.
LADARION Washington, 14391 Cass County Road, Vivian, Louisiana, zip code 71082.
Sir, thank you. And you have counsel this morning. Sir, would you introduce yourself for the record?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Kerry Hill. I'm counsel for Mr. LADARION Washington.
All right, thank you. So let me just read some identifiers into the record, Mr. Washington, then I'm going to give it to Mr. Tillis because your case was assigned to him. So you're here today seeking a full pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in June of 1995 in Caddo Parish for a second-degree battery, and you received a 2 years hard labor sentence that was suspended. You were placed on 2 years probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Sounds right.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tillis.
Mr. Washington, tell us what happened in 1995 and tell me the truth.
Yes, sir. 1995, I was a senior in high school. It was out for spring break. Truthfully, me and some other people, my cousins, whatever, we were drinking, underage drinking, at least I was, and no excuse for it, no excuse, but got into a fight with another one of my cousins, Ryan Nelson. We got into a, I guess, fight at the local community park during the spring break, or whatever, and like I said, no excuses. I can't like minimize it or whatever because I was a part of it. It was like a, I guess, community fight, but I had my part, you know? I sat back for years and tried to look at like what I did wrong. How did I put myself into it? You know, how did I put myself in that situation, or whatever. Part of it was the drinking. Part of it was just lack of self-control, honestly, not controlling myself like I should have, you know.
I read that it was like a family brawl.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I say it was pretty much mostly family members involved. And again, not an excuse. It was stuff I saw growing up, unfortunately, almost all the time. Almost every weekend. And not every weekend, literally, but a lot of weekends. I saw my cousins fight, and a few days later they shaking hands and hugging, and the stuff would be over with or whatever. And I myself was, I guess you could say, continued that cycle or whatever, part of it.
Any law enforcement involved?
Sir?
Any law enforcement involved?
Do you mean like when we got arrested, or Ryan was actually an off-duty police officer himself, or whatever. If that's what you're asking, yeah, and we went to jail for it. So law enforcement was involved in that aspect as well.
Well, let's hear from your attorney.
Thank you very much. And I just want to mention, to come before this honorable pardon board is a privilege. And based on the facts, Mr. Tillman and other members of the board, I believe that Mr. LADARION WASHINGTON is an exemplary candidate for a full pardon and full restoration of his firearm rights. His actions since the conviction, it demonstrates a complete and sustained reformation of his character. He was youthful. He was a high school student at the time he committed this offense. It was a fist fight that ultimately led to Mr. Washington being charged and prosecuted with the offense of second-degree battery, which he has accepted responsibility for, but more importantly, he's completed all his legal obligations. He satisfied the probation without incident, paid all fines in full, and as the board has already reviewed in his application, he's become a highly educated member of society. Mr. Washington has earned a bachelor's degree in education, continued education in computer electronics. He's a truck driver, so he's multifaceted and far away from the criminal behavior or the criminal enterprise in which got him there as a youth. He's a responsible father, current on all financial obligations, no defaults, no liens. He has a very detailed employment history that he continues today. And members of the board, I would just state that granting this pardon acknowledges, if the board decides to grant this pardon, it acknowledges Mr. Washington's personal growth, the body of work that he's put in since then. He's almost 50 years old now. I think granting him a pardon would finally allow for him to live free, take care of his family, and realize the American dream just like everyone else. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your comment. We'd like to hear from Miss Washington, his daughter. Are you there?
Yes, hi. I wrote everything down because I was really nervous. Okay. My dad is probably the most selfless and hardworking man that I know. For majority of my life, he has worked multiple jobs at a time. On top of being a truck driver, he also coached in both our local and basketball little league divisions, as well as refereeing for the parish during football season. My little brothers and I joke that he's kind of a local celebrity, and it's true. We can't go out shopping without someone stopping us to talk to him, be it a former player or former player's parents, often turning a 5-minute stop into 30 minutes or longer, just thanking him for the impact he had on their life and giving him an update on where they are now. Because the thing about my dad is that he truly cares about them. He tells me often that it doesn't matter how many trophies they won, and they did win plenty. A win for him is seeing his former players do well for themselves and stay out of trouble. He was a mentor to a lot of young men that didn't get to have strong male figures in their life. He's also incredibly reliable and would drop anything for his family. He's the kind of dad that when his 24-year-old daughter calls him and says she locked her keys in the car at a gas station, he drives an hour to come and get her keys out, even though I was within walking distance to both my job and a police station where I'm sure they would have been happy to help me. He's the kind of father who is willing to drive me to and from work for half of the year because he knows I have trouble seeing at night and am scared to wear contacts. My grandfather is currently missing and has been since January, and he's been such a rock for all of us and especially for my mom. On top of that, he's still driving around, searching, and working with the police. All of this while being a full-time counselor. My dad has never shied away or hid the truth of his past from me or my siblings. It's something that he's had to live with and work around for decades. It's a lesson that he's instilled into anyone he can that actions have consequences and you need to be ready to face them no matter what you do. I'm incredibly proud of the man that he is and all that he stands for, and I know that with a pardon, it would be like an eternal weight has been lifted off of his shoulders. But I also know that he wouldn't let it stop him from doing the work that he believes in. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comment. I'd like to hear from his supervisor now. Miss Amanda.
Hi, yes. My name is Amanda Greggs, and bear with me. I will try to get through this. I lost my father last week. So I felt like this was very important to be able to speak for Mr. Washington. So on his behalf. So sorry if I'm not very polished this morning. It's been, but my name is Amanda Greggs. I was the clinical director and supervisor for Mr. Washington. But I am still his supervisor for licensure with the Louisiana Professional Counselors Association. I've known Mr. Washington since 2022, and I've observed him to be very highly ethical, respectful, and a law-abiding individual. He consistently upholds the highest professional standards. He's never caused any problems. He always follows the law. And he demonstrates really strong integrity in everything he does. He is committed to helping others, and he approaches his work with dedication and compassion. Mr. Washington has worked extensively with adolescents and teens and young men from lower socioeconomic and challenging backgrounds. He has mentored them and counseled them. And really during their challenging times in their life, he has offered just positive support. And he doesn't let his past really interfere. He lives, his life is a true example of what you can do and what you can be. But I believe that with this conviction and this on his record, it does hinder him because he cannot fully embrace his talents and skills and what he can do for our profession as counselors, as mental health counselors, and for our community, because it hinders him and it is a barrier as to what he can do, as to where he can get hired and things because of a youthful offense. And being that he has proven over his lifetime the kind of man he has become, he is truly a testimony. And he gives as much as he possibly can to his family and his community. And I think he is a true example of growth and service. I believe that he has he's an ideal candidate for just having clemency, and I respectfully recommend that the board grant him that. And if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. But I really appreciate your time and your consideration, and just please know we come to you with sincere just
We appreciate you coming forward to speak on his behalf. Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank
Sorry
you.
about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
As a classmate, Mr. Anthony.
Yes, sir. My name is Anthony Stroy. I'm from that same small town LADARION's from, Vivian, Louisiana. And when he asked me to speak, I mean, like, he didn't really have to ask me. I'm here to do whatever I can for him. As we were going through school and in our town, I was right there with him when we were serving on boards together for Vivian Little League sports, basketball, football, anything that our youth could do to stay out of trouble. I was right there with him. But the most thing I would like to talk about is when I'm disabled due to domestic violence. When I was going through that time in my life, he was there for me. We started college together, 2004, I believe. I was standing up, and then after my accident, then I was confined to my chair for the rest of my life. LADARION Washington picked me up every day and made sure I got to school. He put some of my needs before himself. He reached out with me for my mental health. He continues to counsel me today. So I really appreciate everybody who is here to let us speak upon him. And I hope everything goes the way it needs to be. I appreciate everybody here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your comment. The DA's office is not, he's not available, is he? Okay, Chief Ryan Nelson, would you like to say something? Is he on? Are you on mute, Mr. Nelson?
Can you unmute your microphone, Chief Nelson?
Okay, I think I got it now. Can you hear me now?
Sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm Chief Ryan Nelson with the Vivian Police Department. I actually was the victim, I think, like 30 years ago. I think that was back in '95. And I've been the chief of police for the last 16 years. And I just wanted to speak on Mr. Washington's behalf as a victim. I mean, I feel like that he's paid his debt to society. He's been a part of a lot of things that I've seen throughout the community working with our youth. I was listening to the testimony of Mr. Anthony a while ago, and I actually witnessed him, told him to the press box at our football stadium. He picked him up and toted him up to the press box. So, I mean, that was true, everything he said or whatever. And as a police chief, you know, I mean, I've kind of been watching him, and he hasn't been in any trouble. Been just a role model citizen working with our youth in football and basketball. He referees, and he was, you know, given some job opportunities that he wasn't able to get. He's a very educated, very smart young man, and I just believe that he's paid his debt to society. I forgave him 29 years ago, and we've moved on. He's worked with me and helped me out on several things. Like one time, probably about a year ago, we had a juvenile that was a runaway, and he called me because he knew this kid, because this kid had played sports with him, and we had been looking for this kid for like 2 or 3 days, and he was actually out in his vehicle helping us look for the kid. So finally, he got me some information and told me where possible location of the kid, and I was able to go to Texas and find that kid and bring him back home safely to his parents. And that's just the kind of guy that that Mr. Washington is. And like I said, 30 years of being denied job opportunities and having to take jobs that he was overqualified for just to take care of his family. I just, think that it's time that, we allow him to live the quality of life that he deserves. And I just want to speak on his behalf and ask the pardon board just to give this young man another chance.
Chief, you're related to him?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for your comment. Any of my colleagues have any questions? Mr. Prater?
No, sir, I don't have any questions. I'll go with whatever Chief Ryan says. I know him well, and he's a good police chief up there, and it's good to hear from him.
You too, Sheriff.
I'm ready to vote.
Let's go. Mr. Tillman.
Mr. Washington, you got some big guns with you here today. And it's gonna be hard to vote against you. So my vote today is gonna be to grant with firearms.
Mr. Freeman.
My vote is to grant with firearms. You've done a terrific job.
Mr. Prater.
My vote is to grant with firearms.
My vote is the same. Mr. Washington, has been so refreshing to hear from all the folks that spoke on your behalf and the good work that you do. And thank you for all of that.
Keep it up, please.
Good luck to you.
Thank you all.
And that concludes our business. We had one applicant, Mr. Dudley PrimeauX, who failed to appear today. So we will adjourn. It's